A star is born. NBC, they finally have someone they can build the Winter Olympics around. The mainstream media, they have a pretty face that they can market who also happens to be an accomplished skier. You could not write a better story. Young, beautiful, a winner, fashionable. She is an icon, a role model for young women across the globe. Headline over at the ultra woke Toronto Star. She is the perfect face for the Winter Olympics. I don't know about you guys, but I cannot contain my excitement. This is great. The 2022 Olympics are finally saved. They finally have a marketable star to push to the American public. There's just one small problem, one tiny little problem. The problem, of course, isn't a big deal to the woke media, but they know the vast majority of Americans are going to have a problem with it. They're not going to like it. The new star I'm talking about is 18-year-old Eileen Gu. She was born in San Francisco. I like the city of San Francisco. I really do. I have friends who live out there. It's a great city. The weather is perfect year round. But when I hear about someone being born and raised in San Francisco, I automatically assume this person has no chance at a normal mentality. Eileen Gu was born and raised in San Francisco. The media is hyping her up as an unexpected success story. She persevered through hard times, raised by a single mother. She represents true Americana. Hmm. Eileen Gu was raised by a single mother, a wealthy single mother. Her mother owns a venture capital firm in the Bay Area. Who came of age, surrounded by elites. She worked hard to get where she is today. There's no taking that away from her. But I'm a bit confused here. As I'm researching this story, I'm seeing all these pictures of her with gold medals, silver medals. I see her smiling, draped in the flag of her home country. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Now, I'm no genius like Joe Biden, but I'm also not colorblind and only see black and white like Bomani Jones. I have the ability to see all colors. Now, are my eyes playing tricks on me? Because I don't see any white, I don't see any blue in that flag. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but the flag draping Eileen Gu shares a strong resemblance to the flag of the People's Republic of China. Now, this has got to be a mistake, right? Some dumbass, they must have given her the wrong flag. No mistake was made here. Eileen Gu is not representing America in the Olympics. You know, her home country, the country that afforded her the extravagant lifestyle that she enjoys, the country that gave her family the opportunity to become wealthy. Eileen Gu is representing China. What the fuck is going on here? How does this happen? Now, I'll admit, I am not familiar with the rules of the Olympics, but I'm a logical thinker. And using logic, I would assume if you were competing in the Olympics, that you were required to represent your birth country, or at a minimum, the country that you reside in. If those are indeed the standards, Eileen Gu fails to meet both. She was born in America, and she does not live in China. You know how I know that? I found no proof that she gave up her American citizenship and filed papers in China. They value loyalty in China. Actually, I should not say value. They require loyalty. The CCP, they don't allow dual citizenship. You're either a citizen of China or you're not. And from what I can tell, Eileen Gu is still an American citizen. So how in the hell is she allowed to represent China in the Olympics? We at the CCP allowed an exception for Mrs. Gu. You see, her mother was born in China. Miss Gu is fluent in our language and culture, so we thought she was an appropriate beacon of our values. Oh, I see. I see now. Well, that just makes perfect sense. But I have a question. If her mother was native to China, how come she doesn't live there anymore? If Eileen Gu loves China so much, why in the hell is she still living here in America? If you don't want to represent your home country, that's fine, whatever. I don't think most people would give a shit. But it's the hypocrisy. You want to capitalize financially on the American system privately. Then you want to go out and represent an oppressive system publicly. Eileen Gu is claiming that she wants to show the women in China that you can be like me. You can be a success too with hard work and dedication. Women of China, come together and show the world what Chinese women are all about. It is 100% propaganda and bullshit. And the women actually living in China, they know it. Let me tell you how clueless this young woman is. I think she is allowing herself to be used, but I'll get into that more in just a second. A few days ago, while in Beijing, Eileen Gu posted something to Instagram. Another American citizen commented on the post. Chinese citizens, they couldn't comment, of course, because Instagram is banned in China. This American citizen, they asked her why she was afforded internet freedom in China when the average Chinese citizen, the average Chinese woman, their internet usage is heavily monitored and censored. The CCP spends more time watching internet usage than the sexless bums on Twitter spend watching YouPorn. Twitter bums, they get tired of spanking off after a while, but the CCP, they have unlimited resources to watch you 24/7. Eileen Gu responds, and she shows how fucking clueless she really is. She responds and says, anyone can download a VPN. It's simple. It's literally free in the App Store. Oh, thank you, Eileen Gu. You have just solved the problem of censorship in China. Who would have thought that all you needed to circumvent being digitally monitored and censored in China was a fucking VPN? I forgot that the Chinese government was so stupid they didn't think about that. Like I said, Eileen Gu is being used as a tool to push propaganda. Imagine my surprise when I found all the endorsement deals that she received since choosing to represent China in the Olympics. She's become a household name in her motherland, endorsed by several Chinese companies. But she also has deals with Louis Vuitton, Estee Lauder, Victoria's Secret, Oakley, Tiffany & Company. Eileen Gu is raking in millions of dollars to be a paid propagandist. Now, what do all those companies have in common? Besides being in the fashion industry, what do they have in common? In recent years, they have all tried breaking into the Chinese market. What better way to do that than paying the CCP's most beloved propagandist? Eileen Gu is another example of an American selling out their own country for financial gain. Now, I don't want to get too deep into this, but there is a reason this continues to happen. And this is just my theory. Take it for what it's worth. But I keep seeing this happen, and I've tried to make it make sense. What is the only way that China can take down America? What's the only way that America can be taken down by any country? Can you do it militarily? No. If that were the case, it would have happened already. The only way you can take down the American system is from within. The last 10 years, China has purchased vast amounts of land in the Midwest. They have infiltrated colleges and universities. They've also infiltrated the culture, paying off politicians, paying off companies like Nike, the NBA, paying off athletes like LeBron James, Eileen Gu, paying off the mainstream media. What does all of this accomplish? It creates division. The Chinese government knows the only way to take over the world is to get rid of America, and the only way to topple America is dividing the country. Most generic phrases that you hear are bullshit, but the phrase united we stand, divided we fall, or a house divided cannot stand, that is true. It's true. The country has never been more divided. We're divided on race, we're divided politically, we're divided on China. It is not an accident. This was designed. 350 million people didn't just wake up one morning and decide to disagree on everything. This has all been designed. Back in 2008, when the Olympics were hosted in China, we were told the goal was to make China more like America. The real goal was to make America more like China. People like Eileen Gu, who is on top of the world right now, making millions of dollars. She's in the cool club, rubbing elbows with the elites. But all of this is temporary. Once she has served her purpose, the CCP will toss her aside and push their next big propagandist. They're marketing Eileen Gu as this beacon of American capitalism. Go read her interviews. She talks about being an individualist, working hard, overcoming obstacles. She talks about wanting other women in China to emulate her story. It's all an illusion. It is impossible for women in China to emulate Eileen Gu because they don't have the rights. What she actually represents is another athlete who capitalized on the American system and sold her soul for Chinese money. All right, let me know what you guys think. Give me your thoughts on Eileen Gu. Born and raised in San Francisco, representing China in the Olympics. Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys later.